I didn't give myself the name, it just stuck with me.
Right. So what we're talking about, 2006 playoffs, defending champion, NFC champion Seahawks, playing the Cowboys. Bill Parcells coaching the Cowboys. A very short field goal. I want to say probably 20 yards.
It was at like the 3
Yeah,
yard
it was
line.
about a 20-yarder.
About a 20-yarder.
We were in the same, you don't even realize this, we were in the same room that night. You know where we were at?
There's Predators game going on.
That's right. We were upstairs in the what at the time, I guess it was Jack Daniels Club, and they had it on all the television.
So
for
it's
the
on,
post-game.
and so the Cowboys are lining up to kick what's going to be a very easy game-winning field
Chip
goal.
shot, yep.
The snap is fumbled, and it wasn't a bad snap. Tony Romo lost it, picks it up, and I know the first thought I had was probably the thought of a lot of people is, oh my gosh, he's going to run it in.
And then you said, oh my gosh, there's Big Play Babs.
Then there's Big Play Babs. Jordan Babineau makes the game-saving tackle. So take us through that play. I've never had a chance to ask you. I'm sure you've been asked about it a ton of times in the last few years.
No, man, I haven't heard about that play since then. I still, I mean, as you know, I still get, conversation about that every time I go home because I'm from Texas, and the area I'm from is huge cowboy country. I'm telling you, huge cowboy country. But here we are with 70 seconds or so left in the game, and the Cowboys are getting ready to go ahead with kick the go-ahead winning field goal, and I'm coming around the corner, left side of the defense, and I'm thinking to myself, this couldn't have just happened. Like, and it played so slow in my mind the way it happened, but I was going so fast to try to get him because I knew I had to get him before he got a first down. I mean, he only needed, the length of a football just to get the first down, and let alone he had a walk-in touchdown, and I was able to catapult myself, and thank goodness for the vert and the broad jump that I had. That was the young, that was the young Babs, okay? That was the young Babs.
Yeah, we got the old Babs.
And I got him right before he was able to even get the first down. So that was probably the most, obviously the most known play. And they still play that play every wild card weekend. They still talk about it. So, that's good to be a part of NFL wild card weekend history.
There are certain playoff games you remember kind of those game-saving tackles. If you remember, Babineau's is certainly up there. But you remember the Steelers and the Colts? Was that not the same year? Because the Steelers and the Seahawks met in that Super Bowl where Jerome Bettis fumbled at the 1.
Yes.
Was that not Nick Harper that picked it up?
Oh, yeah.
Who
Soon
made
to
that
be
tackle?
a Titan after that?
Gary Brackett made that hit out of Rutgers University. Just want to let that be known.
We were going to get to you in just a moment. Your Scarlet Knights are on a roll. We were going to give you some praise. But wasn't that Nick Harper that picked it up and took off running, and Big Ben is the one that tripped him up?
We joked. I remember joking with Nick about that my rookie year when he was here in Tennessee about that play because everyone watching definitely thought he was going in for 6 with only Roethlisberger to beat. So
and that saved the game for the Steelers. They went on to win and advance in the playoffs. So how different is Matt Hasselbeck from that 2016 that went to the Super Bowl?
05.
Is he any different? 05?
No. Not much. I would say that Hasselbeck is still the same guy. I've played with the guy my whole career. It's my 9th year in the league, and being able to watch him go out yesterday and get the game-winning touchdown, man, it was none better to see, and I was so happy for him. But it certainly reminded me of our years back in Seattle. A guy that faced a lot of adversity, went through a lot of injury, situations and things like that he had to overcome, and then this year coming to Tennessee and having to deal with with the quarterback situation and controversy that's somewhat created, and the guy responded just as well as I thought he would. Pure pro, exactly the kind of quarterback that you want behind your center, leadership, and above all, he understands and knows the game really, really well.
All right, before you get to Jason and the way the Scarlet Knights are playing, I want to ask one more.
He's probably pulling up the polls right now.
He's pulling up the rankings. I do want to ask one more about that Seahawks team of 05. Have you gone back and watched the film of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I still don't think I've seen that tape. If I did, it probably was only one time. And it kills me because even last week when we beat Pittsburgh in a Thursday night game, me and Hasselbeck kind of, high-fived and chuckled at each other and just kind of laughed and said, we finally got him. We finally got him.
No, you didn't. It's not the same.
Well, it's certainly not the same because, it's a Super Bowl. But, with that being said, it still felt good.
But there were so many people. Now, I'm going to risk asking this because I think the statute of limitations limitations is out. But what so many people say about that, some very controversial calls in that Super Bowl. That's why I was asking if you'd gone back there, because I'm sure a lot of people come up and tell you, Seahawk fans going, hey, we got a raw deal there.
Well, I mean, there was one time in the team meeting that the referees from that game came into our team meeting and verbally apologized to us by their performance and the calls that they made. Certainly doesn't, do any justice for us 5 years later after we're dealing with what happened. I'm looking at my NFC championship ring. It's not the same, and with that being said, I think we would have ran away with that game had that pass interference not been called on Darrell Jackson in the end zone. I mean, we had those guys, and I think we could have ran away with that game. But what's done is done. The calls were made, and Jerome Bettis walked away with his head high and his bus full of fuel. So I don't know how much. I don't know how much it cost him, but
so that was the makeup call on Monday Night Football this year when they gave the Seahawks the victory over the Packers. They were making up for the Super Bowl game.
Oh,
it took a long time, man.
Well, some other fans were tweeting that night, but
no one left on that team from that Super Bowl.
Well, there's only two people, Leroy Hill and Marcus Trufant, and man, it's certainly. I mean, one regular season win certainly doesn't constitute what we had to go through and experience as a Super Bowl. It just doesn't do justice.
All right, let's get our man Jason McCourty. Let's let him do his Rutgers infomercial.
7-0.
They are rolling.
15th in the BCS, I think we still are.
They were down 10-0, and then
we wanted to make it a
31
game.
Unanswered to end the game.
We wanted to make it a game, down 10-0 at half, and come out storming in the second half. Defense stepped up. Gary Nova started flinging some touchdown passes. So very proud of my school. Babs went to Southern Arkansas, Central Arkansas.
Don't disrespect.
No,
Southern Arkansas.
Central Arkansas is Scottie Pippen.
Right?
Yep. Southern Arkansas is Big Play Babs.
Babineau. There you go.
My mistake. So it takes him about 15 minutes on Saturday nights when he's trying to check the score of his team. You can't just go to the ESPN app and check.
Which, by the way, we are 7-1. In case you were wondering.
So, okay, what website do you go to get the Southern Arkansas score, though?
I go to the school websites. SAU.
Okay.
So you're not on the ESPN app.
I just can't get away from all these D2 jokes. You know what? That's fine. I took the road. Let's take it.
So are you following these guys, Jason, or are you just getting the updates, or are you actually watching the games?
Oh, yeah, I follow them. I have the Watch ESPN app on my phone, so I'm watching the game on the bus. Once we get on the up in the air on the plane, I can't. But no, I'm following. I'm talking to the guys throughout the season, so I go back there every summer to see the guys and work out. So now I'm very involved with my Scarlet Knights.
Your former coach pulled out the old orange creamsicle unis last night or yesterday in Tampa. Everybody was ripping them on Twitter. Willie, we haven't talked about it. I loved them, but they were getting
I like them as a
abused.
change of pace.
They were getting
abused
on Twitter.
Yeah, no, they're the throwback unis. Everybody should get a chance to wear the throwbacks once in a while. New England had on their throwback red unis. I remember my rookie year, we got a chance to wear our Houston Oilers jerseys, and the guys were stoked about that. Just the opportunity to wear the same jerseys that a lot of the greats before them have worn. So definitely not a week in, week out thing, but definitely nice to spice it up. And I have a college teammate on that team, and he texted me a picture of the helmet and the jersey before the game. So those guys were really excited to be wearing them too. So I thought they were pretty cool.
When we come back, we're going to get some questions from the Nolensville Panthers. So Panthers, I hope you're ready. I hope you've eaten. I hope you got some good questions. We need good questions for these guys, and we'll have prizes to give away. We're going to have some fun down the stretch here on the show. This is our Titans Player Show from Wild Wing Cafe in Cool Springs. We do this every Monday, 6 to 7. Jason McCourty and Jordan Babineau take questions from our Swiftwick Sox Little League Team of the Week next. Stay tuned. This is Sports Night here on 102.5 The Game.